Hello, this is Cityscape, our regular vodcast featuring people, places, and ideas that impact Livonia. I'm Dan West with the Livonia Chamber of Commerce. The Majorana family started a fruit stand on their farm on this site at 7 Mile in Farmington 75 years ago. Today we will learn how 3 generations of this family grew Joe's Produce into a signature Livonia business known for quality produce, prepared foods, groceries, and more. Gaspar Majorana purchased a 40-acre farm in northern Livonia in 1945 and opened a fruit stand known as Majorana Orchards. In 1967, his son Joe built a 6,500 square foot store and called it Joe's Produce. He expanded it by 12,000 square feet in 1985. His son Joe Jr. remodeled Joe's Produce and expanded it by 12,500 square feet in 2007. This enabled the business to add food and drink inventory and a catering service. In recent years, the business completed an eye-catching renovation with its adjacent strip center where Joe's Produce and Gourmet Foods added Art of Bread, a bakery, and Joe's Meat and Seafood, a meat market, alongside several other tenants. We are joined today by third-generation owner Joe Majorana Jr. Joe, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Dan.
So, Joe, tell us, when you look at what your family built over 75 years, talk about how it evolved into the operation it is today.
Well, it all started with my grandfather, who immigrated from Sicily and was a farmer, and bought a farm in Livonia in 1945. He bought a farm and a roadside stand. On the farm, he grew apples, pears, row crops. So basically what he farmed, he sold in the roadside stand and supplemented from the Easter market. My dad came into the business. My dad's focus was more on retail. My dad liked the retail end of the business. So my dad focused on the retail. He built that up, and then in 1967, he built Joe's Produce.
You've added warm foods, wine shop, a bakery among your new offerings through the years, the meat market you expanded. Talk about how you've adjusted to your customers, particularly in the last 20 years.
So what we've tried to do is we would take my grandparent, my grandfather and my father's legacy of quality, service, value, and everything we did with that in mind. So in 2007, I got into prepared foods, I got into bakery, deli, expanded on my cheese, my wine, also my produce, grocery. Culinary-wise, our hot and cold prepared foods have done very well for us, and we were fortunate to get culinarians from Schoolcraft College and the surrounding local culinary schools. So we've done very well because of that. When we added chef prepared foods, everything from scratch, we have hot food and we have also plated foods that people can just take and warm up at their home. We also have a very large cold case where people can get entrees and side dishes. But we also added Joe's Gourmet Catering and Events, and we're able to cater from small events to very large weddings, graduations, and we've really been able to serve the community and been part of people's memories by doing that.
We were talking earlier about how customers give you guys a lot of ideas through the years. Can you talk about some of the customer input you've taken and how you've made it a part of the operation?
So when we enlarged this to accommodate the prepared foods, the deli, the cheese, our customers wanted meat. They kept asking us, when are you going to put in meat? And in 2012, we added on Joe's Meat and Seafood, Art of Bread. And our customers are always giving us things that they like, different dishes they want us to make, different items they want us to carry. We get a lot of great customer feedback, and that really has guided us. So we've basically taken whatever the trends are and kind of adjusted them to our local market. And that has been very successful for us.
Talk about how your customer has leaned on you this year with the COVID outbreak and people are at home. Talk about how maybe your customers have been leaning on you more for ideas for products, for maybe advice on how to prepare things.
Well, we put out a lot of recipes. We have a blog, and we have on our website a lot of ideas. We also have, if a customer wanted to know how to make something, they could talk to one of our culinarians. But we've seen a very large uptick in people cooking from home. We see, baking was during the height of the pandemic. People were baking a lot of comfort foods. They were buying a lot of vegetables, so I know they were cooking at home. Meat sales were very strong. Seafood sales were very strong. So people definitely were, cooking from home, and we were able to supply them, take care of them.
You clearly made a new distinct look when you did the main produce store and expanded it in 2007. And with the strip center down here, you began matching that. Talk about the vision of the strip center with the customers, with your operations and your tenants.
So we wanted to give Joe's Meat and Seafood its own identity, Art of Bread its own identity, and then we wanted our tenants to have their own identity, Christian Financial to have their own identity, Bayview Optical, actually, that's where I go, and they do a fantastic job. Maya Cucina came in. It's a new Mexican restaurant. They're doing a fantastic job. Also, the UPS store and Fantastic Sam's do a great job here. And we wanted to give them their own little, identity so that they could put up their sign. People can identify that that's their business.
I understand that you had a pretty well-known person from Livonia that worked here a few years ago. Talk about Maureen Miller-Brosnan's tenure when she was working
Maureen
here.
Miller-Brosnan worked here in college in the summers, and I can tell you Maureen was as hardworking when she was in college as she is now.
So, well, Joe, I thank you for spending time with us today. Congratulations. I mean, it's really amazing when you think a 75-year, 3-generation family business, as it's grown and evolved here in our community. We're proud to have Joe's Produce in our community. We wish you guys all the best going forward.
Thank you.
So, that's all we have for Cityscape this week. We'll see you next time.